Hey guys, my name is Matimio, and welcome to another episode of Sunday Mailbox. This is a video series where you, the viewer, can submit your gaming or Battlefield-related questions, and then I will give my humble opinion on them. To get the formalities out of the way real quick, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a YouTube message. So the first question for today comes from Fatalist Gaming, who asks, so I realize a problem here. In Battlefield 4, when a match starts on, say, Paracel Storm, the players in the game will most likely start destroying these bridges and buildings and stuff on sight. Everything in the Levolution trailer will probably be destroyed or utilized upon sight or spawn, and they won't even try to use it to their advantage to kill their opponents. That is just the community of Battlefield, and I was wondering if they have any thoughts about what DICE could possibly do to prevent this. So I don't know how DICE can win here, because on the one hand, you got the party that wants destruction to be more like it was back in Bad Company 2, where literally if there was a building, it could be destroyed to the ground. And then you got people like you that are concerned that with that much destruction, that people are just going to abuse it and it's going to cause the maps to be less satisfying. Like, it's just going to destroy the flow of the game and it's not going to be all that enjoyable. And so I can see where you're coming from, and I think that probably for the first couple of weeks or so, when the game is fresh and everyone is just going around to see what kind of destruction is in there, then yeah, a lot of the maps are going to be destroyed very quickly. People are going to try to take advantage of Levolution because it's just a really cool concept. They're going to want to see the dams come down. They're going to want to blow up the warhead that they have been hinting at. They're going to want to see the skyscraper fall. But then the novelty of that is going to diminish and people are going to move on and they're just going to kind of play the game how it's meant to be played. But in all honesty, even if people do want to go in there and take advantage of Levolution and just have fun destroying things, I don't see how that's really going to ruin the gameplay for everyone else, because at least from what we've seen so far, the way that DICE is kind of constructing these maps is that while, yeah, there will be these large-scale destructible objects like on Siege of Shanghai with the skyscraper, everything else is on more of a micro scale where one of the buildings may fall, but then everything else will be more of just being able to take out maybe the side rooms where you can kind of flank your enemy, or like more of the micro destruction that we saw on the Close Quarter DLC, where there will be a lot of destruction, don't get me wrong, but it will be on more of a smaller scale where you won't be able to just blow up every single building on site, just kind of leaving it a rubble fest, but it will be in such a way that you can take advantage of it. It will all be there, it will make it feel more realistic, but it's not going to ruin your experience. So I honestly don't think it's going to be a problem. So the next question is, do you honestly think that Battlefield 4 will be better on the next-gen consoles or on PC? Seeing that the next-gen consoles are based off gaming PCs, I'm just curious. So I don't think we've seen any multiplayer gameplay yet from the next-gen systems, be it the Xbox One or the PS4, but from what DICE is telling us, they're both going to run at 60 frames a second, which is a huge upgrade from 30, which is what the current gen systems are running at, and you're going to be able to play on a 64-man server. And so I think what it's really just going to come down to is personal preference. Do you enjoy the PS4 more than a mouse and keyboard? You like the feel of a controller? You like Xbox One controller more than a mouse and keyboard? Then you're probably going to want to stick with the next-gen systems. And really the only difference I can think of is that if you're playing on a really nice computer, the graphics are probably going to be better, but the gameplay itself is going to be pretty much the same on all platforms. You're going to get 60 frames a second, 64-man servers, like it's going to be the Battlefield experience, and I think that's a good thing. Like, I cannot wait for console players that have been playing on the current gen to finally experience Battlefield in all of its glory. The next question is, what would you have thought about DICE letting us vote for which map would have been included in the second Assault expansion pack? I thought it would have been cool to have a voting system like the one for the third specialization tree, where we would have voted for our favorite maps from Battlefield 3's Vanilla, Karkin, Close Quarter, Armored Kill, Aftermath, and Endgame. Yeah, I, like you, was a little surprised when I saw the second Assault maps. If you guys haven't known yet, if you guys didn't see the trailer where they kind of gave us a little glimpse at the second Assault DLC, it appears that the maps that are going to be featured are Operation Metro, Operation Firestorm, Caspian Border, and Gulf of Oman. I mean, I can see Metro and Caspian Border, like those are fan favorites, those are played all the time. but I was not expecting Oman and Firestorm. I mean, they're solid maps, but I would have assumed that they would have chosen maybe like Strike at Karkand, or maybe something from the Aftermath DLC, which a lot of people enjoyed, and so I was kind of confused by this. And so I don't think that DICE is going to change their stance. They're probably going to continue on with the development process of creating those maps in the new Frostbite 3 engine. I honestly don't know how long it takes for them to implement and create a new map in one of their engines, but it would have been nice to kind of had a voting system in place, because I think that if they did leave it up to the community, things might have been a little bit different. And maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe they have all this back data that they have at their disposal, and they know what maps are most popular. They know how many people are playing on certain maps for how long, and those 4 were the top amount. But I have to say, I was a little surprised. But yeah, that is about it for today's Sunday Mailbox, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Once again, if you would like to submit your own question that could be featured in an upcoming episode, you can do so by leaving a comment down below or by sending me a YouTube message. But until tomorrow, guys, have a good one and take it easy.